Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this will be your waxing moon reading. A little bit late, I'm sorry, obviously Mercury retrograde hit me and also one of my cameras is out of operation. So there is no shuffle video, it's just going to be a photo that will be up in that corner of the reading, or possibly two photos if any clarification cards need to come out. Now, what we're looking at is what to increase with the light of the waxing moon. Now, like I say, it's late, but it's covering a 2-week period, so hey ho. Now, the reading either is for you or it isn't. There's not a lot of past, but there's quite a bit of present. So if the present doesn't fit, have a look at your rising. Well, especially have a look at your rising sign. In ancient astrology, your rising sign was considered far more important than your sun sign. But yeah, look at your sun, your moon, your rising, at the Venus and Mars, if you're into it, though, although your Mars is in Capricorn right now. Whatever happens, Mars is in Capricorn right now, and there will be some readings this week, either with or without a working second camera, to talk about that. There'll also be a timestamp down below so that you can get past all of my waffle if you're watching more than one reading. And I do say I watch more than one because it's well worth getting a more complete picture. But as I say, it's what to increase with the light of the waxing moon. All the other details about the reading are down there in the description. Let me bring up the cards. Okay, Pisces, we know we're in for an interesting month when the oracle cards that come out one after another from the Queen of the Moon Oracle are purity, faith, balance, and fruition. So there is something at the end of all of this, but we are starting with the tarot with the Three of Swords. We are starting with pain, we're starting with heartache, we're starting with heartbreak. But we're also starting with that whole sense of being forged in the fire, because although I do get the heartbreak from this particular card, I also do, as I do sometimes in this one, see the trinity of the three swords. We have the Ace of Swords in the middle, and then the two swords of balance from the Two of Swords moving upwards. Admittedly, upwards through the heart, but moving upwards, you know, take positives where you find them. This is clarified by the Seven of Wands. So there is something that has caused pain that you need to stand up and take a stand to and claim your power at the base of the situation. That leads on to the Magician. This doesn't get any better. Clarified by the Death card. There is a change coming up. There is a change to your power coming up, but you have to take that stand in the first place. And yes, you need to protect what is yours. But there's a lot of fine detail with this Four of Pentacles. Normally, in the Rider-Waite, the Four of Pentacles is a king sat outside of his city. But this time, it looks more like some form of courtesan or maybe a sultan well within the city because he's on a very posh balcony. So it is taking care of those fine details to protect everything. And this is clarified by, here's the good news, Two of Cups. So this is clarified by managing to synthesize or synergize even two rather distinct forces that beforehand I feel were maybe at odds, as we see in this initial Seven of Wands card, with a fox type thing fighting a badger type thing with funny ears. So there are two forces that, if you accept whatever this pain is and accept that this is a forging experience and this is something that is to build you up for something greater, it's almost like you're getting your magic visionaries armor. And if you remember the visionaries, you're as old as I am. But you're getting your magic armor to make this stand, to stand up, to be able to exercise the power of the magician of all the elements in your world and to take care of those fine details. Once this synergism between the two opposing forces that both seem to be part of your life. Do you know what I mean? It's not that one feels worse than the other or that one's been bad and one's good. So we're not talking about a good and evil. We're more talking like two relatives who refuse to get on, or the needs of the house against the budgets of the house, or my partner wants me to do this, but my inner feelings guide me to do that. Though all of those sort of dichotomies, you're going to find a way to bring them together. But it is through you exercising power and changing. So there is this whole shamanic experience. Whether you want to call it a shamanic experience or whether you just want to call it, oh my God, I'm having a crisis, or Tuesday for a Pisces, there's... is up to you. It's all about how you look at things and label things. But I think you have to look at whatever this is as an empowering experience, because those wonderful times that Spirit decide to teach you a lesson. Oh, I'm going through another learning period. How wonderful. But what we have here, card 13, the Buddha prepares. So I want to read a little bit from this, because I'm still learning this deck, so I've been looking all of those up before the readings. This card shows a time of inner preparation before action, which is backed up with that Four of Pentacles, even though you're maybe not taking action, but you're already taking a stand. You've dug your heels in. Before you can reach outside of yourself, you must reach within to find your power, Magician card, your purpose. Well, we've got the Emperor here, so yes, Pisces in charge. And your direction. This period of time may feel a little like waiting. And so it appears in your exterior life because some points of action seem to be at a standstill. Remember, fours can be quite static cards. The Four of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords especially, they're very still cards. So when you are gathering and protecting, and when you are syncretizing these two opposing forces, it does seem like there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of developments, but you are slowly but surely consolidating your power with this Magician card, which leads us on to the Emperor and the Three of Cups. And with the Three of Cups, I'm getting the whole sense of celebration, the whole sense of, got that sorted, which is good because on the bottom of the clarification deck, we've got the Ten of Swords, an end to torment. Back to Buddha. Really, though, you're just taking the time that you require to prepare and to truly step into your power. I didn't really need to read that bit out, did I? So at the top, like I say, once you syncretize these two opposing forces, once you get them to be working in harmony with one another, that's when things take off. We've got the Knight of Wands, so there's that Aries influence there. In fact, all fire sign influences there. Please ignore the strange body that just disappeared up. And clarified by the Chariot. So things are really starting to move. But also with the Chariot, you've got what I was picking up from that Two of Cups. The thought of the day beast and the night beast, or the black and the white beast, the wanting to pull in two different directions, but basically pulling you in one direction through the combined effort of their different pulls. But with that, at the center of the reading, we have Two of Cups, Seven of Swords. This unity, which may well be so there, we've got Two of Cups, so there could be a relationship thing going on here, but I don't think so, to be honest. If it is, by hell, that's a complicated love life. But with the Seven of Swords, we've got strategy. We've got secrets coming to the surface, but we have strategy. And this Two of Cups is so wonderfully peaceful. It really is two dreams coming together to work together. And considering that this is Knight of Wands at the top, which is an Aries card, and the Emperor at the bottom, another Aries card. With the Three of Cups, there's a celebration coming up. You need to explore your feelings at the moment. This is why this pain is a forging time. It's a good thing because you are feeling it. And that feeling it is the forge that is making you turn into the magician and from the magician to the emperor. But the god forces that stand against us, Zeus with supremacy. So we're going to feel like the world is against us, like the sky is against us. And I don't feel that that's really the case, because it is two cards dashed out. So we've got Eros with desire. So beware that you are not being pulled to one side by your own desires, by your lower desires, because remember, Zeus was a little bit randy, to put it mildly. But with the supremacy, there is a challenge to your power, but you're in the process of building it. You are protecting, you are building, you are learning to exercise it. So right now, with the Seven of Swords, the strategy and the secrets coming to the surface, you building your power up is a secret thing. And it is not until the very end of this reading, so we're going towards the next new moon. Well, we're going towards the full moon normally in my head, but officially, according to astrology, a new moon's effects are a month long. So we're looking towards the end of the month where you're actually able to go, I do have power. I do. Do you want to see it? But when you're taking a stand, you're taking a stand from that point of the Three of Swords. You're taking a stand because you feel hurt. You're taking a stand because something has hurt you or something is wrong. And that's fine. But people aren't aware of the power that you will soon hold, that you already hold, but also that you will soon hold. And they don't need to be. They don't need to be. Let them have their supremacy for a little while, because it will come back and bite them on the butt. So, because the final card is, yes, there is work to be taken on board. Bottom of the main deck, 10 of Wands. So you're taking on a burden, but right underneath that, the Empress. Taking on the burden will create a harvest for you. And underneath that, oh, I give up. This is ridiculous. Underneath that, the Hierophant. So taking on that burden creates a harvest for you because you're listening to your spiritual side and you're doing what's right, and the world opens up to you. This is getting ridiculous, and you have the strength to do it, and all the major arcana together. You are activating your spiritual side. You are activating your magical side. You are able to work in illusion just as much as you are able to work in the clear light of day, because you are listening to the voice of God. And I'm not going even further because Hanging Man straight underneath that. So all major arcana. So as a consequence of going on from this reading, like I said, take on a burden, take on this burden. Whatever this, getting these two forces to work together, easier said than done, but you can do it. But you are taking on responsibilities of protection, and that will bring you a harvest as long as you are doing it for the higher spiritual purpose, opens up the world for you. You have the strength for this. You will maintain those two aspects working in harmony, and they will be your tools. I mean that in a nice way, by the way. They will be your... Well, weapons doesn't sound any better, really, does it? But they will be the expression of your supremacy. So whatever appears supreme in the meantime, and whatever God force wants to come back and say, you're not doing that, and you went, no, you're right. Not yet. So, if this means anything to you, Pisces, please do comment down below. press subscribe while you're there, and the like button doesn't harm. The algorithms like it. I'm still a young channel. I need all the help I can get. Your next lunar reading will be your full moon reading. But your monthlies should be out before then. I will be doing a Mars transit Capricorn reading because it should have been Mars ingress, but Mercury retrograde hit, hence the fact that I don't have a proper camera up here, just a photo. So things have been a bit delayed, but hey ho, Mercury retrograde, what are you going to do? In my own sign as well. I thought I'd be more immune than normal. And also on Sunday, Mars crossed over 4 degrees Capricorn, which was the point of the solar eclipse last Christmas. So that's going to have ripples. So I intend to do little readings, just small ones, to look at the effects of those. So comment down below. Oh, and join the Facebook group that's down there, because I keep posting. I'm always waxing on about the astrologers, and I'm not an astrologer. So I keep posting the astrologers down there. Have a look. All right. Good luck with this. Cheers.